Do you remember being a kid, sitting in the back seat of your parents' car, your forehead pressed against the cold glass, convinced the moon was following you home? I don't mean as a cute little game. I mean you genuinely, truly believed it. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you believed it too. I remember it so clearly. I was 7, driving home from my grandmother's house on a dark winter night. And there it was, this giant glowing orb in the sky, moving right along with us. Every turn we took, the moon was right there, keeping pace like a loyal guardian. I felt special, like the universe had assigned me a personal bodyguard. Like I was the main character, and the moon itself had chosen me. I asked my mom, "Why is the moon following us?" She gave me that knowing parent smile and said something about perspective and distance. But I didn't want the explanation. I wanted the magic. So I kept watching, mile after mile. The moon never fell behind. It was mine. But here's what I didn't know then, what none of us knew. This wasn't just happening to me. Right now, somewhere in the world, a kid in Tokyo or Sao Paulo or just down the street is pressing their face against a car window, watching that same moon and believing it's following them home. And they feel just as special as I did, just as chosen. This wasn't a coincidence or just childhood imagination running wild. It reveals a profound truth about how we see ourselves, how we navigate reality, and how growing up is essentially the process of losing a series of beautiful lies. Because that belief, that pure, simple belief, wasn't naive. It was your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, placing you at the center of your own experience. When you're a child, the line between your inner world and the outer world is beautifully blurred. You don't just observe the world, you believe the world observes you back. I held on to that belief longer than I probably should have. I remember being 8 or 9 when my older cousin laughed at me. "You still think that?" he scoffed. "The moon doesn't follow anyone. It's just in space." And I felt something crack inside me. It wasn't just embarrassment. It was the first time I realized my experience of the world might not be accurate, that what I felt so certain about could be completely wrong. I didn't let go immediately, though. I tested it. I started watching the moon more carefully, trying to catch it in a mistake. But slowly, agonizingly, the magic leaked out. I learned about the moon's distance from Earth, about relative motion, about perspective. The science made sense, but it also made me sad in a way I couldn't quite explain. Then, life happened. I grew up. I stopped thinking about the moon following me. I got a phone, responsibilities, anxiety about grades, and friends. The moon just became background scenery. I forgot I ever believed something so ridiculous. Until last year. I was 23, driving home late from a job I hated, feeling invisible and small. I glanced up and there it was, the moon, huge and bright, right there next to my car, keeping pace. And for just a second, I felt 7 years old again. For just a second, I felt like something in the universe was paying attention to me. That's when it hit me. The real truth behind why we all believe the moon follows us. It's not about physics. It's about a desperate human need. The feeling that we matter, that we're seen, that in this massive, indifferent universe, something cares enough to follow us home. When you're a child, everything reinforces this. Your parents' world revolves around you. You cry, people come running. You laugh, people smile. You are the sun. So of course the moon follows you. Why wouldn't it? Everything else does. But then you grow up and learn one of life's hardest lessons. You're not the center of the universe. You're one of 8 billion people on a spinning rock in an average galaxy. You learn the moon doesn't follow anyone. It's completely indifferent to your car rides, your dreams, your heartbreaks. And nobody tells you this about growing up. Every time you lose one of these beautiful childhood beliefs, you lose a piece of that feeling of being special. You learn Santa isn't real and the magic of Christmas morning fades. You learn your parents don't have all the answers, and that feeling of absolute safety goes with it. Each truth you gain, you pay for with a piece of wonder. The moon doesn't follow you home. But God, wouldn't it be nice if it did? Wouldn't it be incredible to live in a world where the universe was that personally invested in your journey? But here's where it gets interesting. Even though we know better, we never completely lose that childhood instinct. We just redirect it. We check our phones to see if anyone's noticed us. We post photos and wait to see if the world is watching. We create stories where we're the hero, the victim, the misunderstood genius. We still need to feel like something is following us, paying attention to our story. Psychologists now call it main character syndrome, but it's the same instinct, the same need. We've just replaced the moon with social media notifications, view counts, and likes. We're still that 7-year-old, face against the glass, wanting to believe we're special enough to be followed home. And maybe that's not entirely a bad thing, because that need to matter is what drives us to create, to connect, to leave a mark on the world. It's what makes us human. I still look at the moon when I'm driving at night, and even though I know it's not following me, there's a tiny 7-year-old inside me that feels a little less alone when I see it there. Still keeping pace, still watching over the journey. The moon doesn't follow you home, but maybe the beauty isn't in whether it's real. Maybe the beauty is that we all believed it once, that we all had that moment of feeling cosmically important. And maybe growing up isn't about killing that feeling, but learning to carry it differently, to find new ways to feel connected to something bigger than ourselves. So if you believed the moon followed you home, you weren't wrong. You were just human, needing to matter in a universe that doesn't make any promises. That 7-year-old version of you wasn't stupid. They were just beautifully, wonderfully human. If this hit you the way it hit me, share this with one person who used to believe the moon followed them too. And if you want more stories about the beautiful lies we believed and what they taught us, subscribe, because we're just getting started. Thanks for watching.